Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.
एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभौ निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। So today's topic is on Vand Ke Chakna, which we will just translate loosely in one word to sharing. If you look at what Gurbani say about Vand Ke Chakna, Guru Sahib ji say that Kaal khaye kich hatho de. So obviously I know, like, Harman Singh did a very, in-depth, quite a serious talk yesterday about the Sat Bhumika, getting to Brahm Gyan. So I was thinking about pitching this more on where Maharaji talks about Hasandeya, Khelandeya, Panandeya, Khavandeya. So Panandeya, we're already doing that. We've all got clothes on. So that's good. Panandeya, Khavandeya, we've already eaten. We just had breakfast. So we'll focus more on Hasandeya. Is that okay? What's Hasandeya? There you go. So, going back to Kaal, Kagga. What's Kaal? Effort, yes. Effort means, Kaal means effort, okay? Kaal khaye. Guru Sahib ji saying, you make an effort yourself, you work hard, and then what do you do with that? Kaal khaye. You eat yourself from your own hard work. So, because this Shabad is based off those people that used to leave home out in the search of union with God, but what they would do is they would go and knock door to door and begging for money, but would they do anything in return for that money? No. They would just sit, so they weren't giving anything back to the community. So there's one thing, for example, it's like basics of Sikhi Pracharaks. Okay? So basic Sikhi Pracharaks, they all get a wage, but they work for that money. Okay? They do so much research, hours and hours of reading, of memorizing, and then traveling and going out, and then Sangat donates, and they live from that money, off that money, because of all the hard work they've put in. Okay? And you can apply that to whatever other job as well. Okay? I didn't mean to miss you out. Editors as well. Okay? Here you go. Cameraman. So Kaal, this is their Kaalana, this is their hard work, all the effort they're putting into the work that they're doing. And what do they do from that Kaal? Khaye. Then they eat from that, from their hard-earned money. So Kaal khaye. Then Maharaji say, Kich hathon de. Then Maharaj saying, then but give something from your own hands as well. So one time, just randomly, I just thought, came to my mind, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Path Ji and Bhai Mardana Ji, as they were on their travels one particular day, and they were sitting in a jungle, Bhai Mardana Ji says to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਮਨ ਕਰਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਕਿਤੇ ਉਹੋ ਜੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਜਾਵਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਵਾਸਾ ਹੋਵੇ. And Vasa means where it's a well-built up place and there's loads of people living in that community. We've been staying in jungles for many, many days. Guru Nanak Dev Ji ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਇਹੋ ਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਭੇਜੂੰਗਾ. I'm going to send you to such a place today that wherever you go, people will come and bow in front of you. People will look at your chola and say how amazing you are. They'll bring you food. They'll bring you loads of different types of items and things and presents. They'll fill you up, Mardanya. This is, but there'll be those people as well that don't even look at you. Bhai Mardana ji ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ. So Bhai Mardana ji, they go into this village, and what they do is, as they're walking around, people started to come to them to do matha tek to them. This is koi sant fakir aaya lagda. There's a sage here that's come to visit our place. They started giving Bhai Mardana Ji loads and loads of gifts. And Bhai Mardana Ji is well chuffed. He's getting so happy. So you got to remember Bhai Mardana Ji's background. So we know Bhai Mardana Ji as somebody that is so learned in Rag and has got so much vidya, this art of Rag. But Bhai Mardana Ji, remember, was from a very poor background and used to go door to door singing at weddings. And you know that these people that actually turn up at weddings to sing in India, they're not very well respected. It doesn't matter. And some of these, they've got such beautiful voices. They're so good at what they do, but nobody really gives them that satkar, do they? Vidi tusi dekhya hona? Koi satkar thoda ona da karda. Right? And you just think, oh, they're here again. They're here to do the thing. And Bhai Mardana Ji would do that, go door to door. And they were called dooms. But today, Bhai Mardana Ji is thinking, oh my God, look how many things I've got. They've come back to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And then, as they're about to leave and continue on their travels, and Bhai Mardana Ji is there getting all these saman. ਉਦੋਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਸ ਸਮਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਪੰਡ ਬਣਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਪੰਡ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਰੱਖ ਲੈਣੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੰਨ ਕੇ so they just get a big like cloth kapda like a sheet thing and they'd put all their valuables in there. They would tie it up and they'd actually carry it on their head and that's how they would travel that with their things. So pand ban li Bhai Mardana ne, you can just imagine him and he's got this pand and he's like, come then Maharaj, let's go. What did Guru Nanak Dev Ji say to him? What did Guru Nanak Dev Ji say to Bhai Mardana? Penji, leave it behind. Any chakani naal. He's like, what? What about all these things? Maharaj, what should we do? Can they leave it behind? Maharaj, I don't get it. All these presents, why are we going to leave them behind? Guru Nanak Dev Ji kende aapa gharon ta ture hain. We've left home, we've left all these things behind, and now you want to carry all this weight with you. And what that means is, the significance of that Sakhia is Guru Nanak Dev Ji Pachi saying to us, Kaal khaye kich hathon de, that sometimes we get so lost in life that we start to accumulate so many things. We'll fill our houses up, and we've got so much, the banks are completely full, and it's just stagnant. And what Mahapurukhs would say is, what Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, that stagnant water in a pool where it's not flowing, what happens to that water? It gets kharab, right? So it creates all this greenery, this scum and everything else, and it starts to stink. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Pachi, that's what wealth is like as well. You don't just keep accumulating it, you keep it flowing. You keep it going. And the moment we talk about that, the Ratname say, that Guru Sahib Ji say to us, that we're to give 10% of our earning. That's just a minimum to say that, you know what, if you're not going to give, make sure you give 10% at least. That's just a minimum. It means you just keep what you need to survive, and you know very well we don't need that much to survive really, do we? And the rest, put it back in. Keep it flowing, put it back into the pant. So, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paat Ji always taught us this, that ipar naal nahi chakana. You're not to carry this weight around. So we can probably connect to this ourselves as well. When Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paat Ji was traveling, and they came across some yogis, and there was nothing to eat in this place. And when they sat down, there was a tree that bear these, what they called rite. So it's like this very sour fruit. I can't remember the English name for them, but that fruit was used then to make soap. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when they came to this place, so this tree, it bears sour fruits, and those fruits are used to make soap. So they're not edible, you're not meant to eat them. So he said, "Bhukh lagi a." Guru Nanak Dev Ji कहने लगे, कहने मर्दानिया, कहने तू फिक्र ना कर, कहने तू बैठ जा बस, कहने आ दरख्त तले बैठ जा, तो कहने आपां आज आ जेड़े फल ले ने इन्नू लगे, कहने ये आपां छकांगे। भाई मर्दाना जी कहने लगे, कहने आहा फल, कहने रीठे, कहने महाराज रीठे थोड़ा आपां छक सकदे आ, we can't eat रीठे, they're sour, you're not meant to eat them, इन्हां चों तां साबण बनदा आ। गुरु नानक देव जी कहते चाह मरदानिया फल इनू चक रीठे नू कढ़ तू. They said, pick up one of the fruits. Bhai Mardana ji hesitantly got Shraddha for Maharaj, but still it's like, wow, these are meant to be eaten. ਭਾਈ ਮਰਦਾਨੇ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਤੋੜਿਆ ਰੀਠਾ ਤਾਂ ਛਕਿਆ. ਭਾਈ ਮਰਦਾਨਾ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਫਲ ਇੰਨਾ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਕਦੀ ਖਾਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, I've never tasted anything as sweet as this. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah had that shakti, had that power, that kagaho hans kare. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah could take crows that were black, that were blackened, that had so much mal, that had so much impurity. Janam janam ki is man ko mal lagi kala hua syaho. That from lifetimes and lifetimes that had accumulated so much karam and karma and impurity of actions that had made us black, that Guru Nanak Dev Ji could take them, kago hunts kare, and make them into these beautiful hunts, and make them into swans. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji, that what shakti have they got? What power have they got? Lakh 84 medni sab sev karanda. Lakh 84. The entire 8.4 million existence of life. Lakh 84 medni sab sev karanda is at the service of Guru Nanak. It's serving Guru Nanak Dev Ji. If Guru Nanak Dev Ji says mitha ho jao, mitha ho janda. If Guru Nanak Dev Ji says become sweet, it becomes sweet. Because that's what Guru Sahib Ji does to us. They take us, they take those that are full of bitterness, and they change them and they make them sweet. Where their lives changed into that mitha bol hai, never chal hai, sahje rave patar, where they start to speak sweetly. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji kehne mardane raj ke kha lai hun. Make sure you fill your stomach with this beautiful sweetness. Mardana ji khande gaye. Kehne mardane gal yaad rakhi. Kehne remember one thing, naal nahi lene. You're not to take any with you. Mardana ji is thinking, oh my God. Like, I was already planning to fill my pockets. And he's thinking that it's been days since we've eaten, and I don't know how many days it's going to be when we're going to get to eat again. And he said, what's going to, ki ho jana hai? Je do tin pai le jeb de vich. Nothing's going to happen, is it? You know, what's the worst that can happen? So Bhai Mardana ji thinking, great. He fills his pockets. Jebba par laiyan. Ta Mardana ji like, I'm ready. Chaliye. So they've left. Jande ne raste de vich ya. Bhai Mardana ji now is thinking, I can't really show Guru Nanak Dev Ji that I'm going to eat these. So wo thoda ja piche nu ho gaya, and he's gone into his pocket after some hours, and he starts to eat what was supposed to be mitha. But it had turned back into the bitter, sour rita that it was originally. And when Bhai Mardana ji ate it, he started to throw up. And when Guru Nanak Dev Ji saw that he's gotten ill, bamar ho gaya bechara, Guru Nanak Dev Ji kehne ki hoya Mardana? They obviously knew. Kat ke antar ki janat. Kehda, Guru Ji, I brought some rite with me. Kehde par wo ta kaude nikle bahut. Maharaj te sour. Maharaj kehde, haan Mardana, fir idda hi a. Look, when we go against the Guru's bachan, that's when things turn sour for us. When we turn our back to the Guru, things are sweet whilst we're sanmukh to the Guru. Whilst we're serving the Guru, everything's good. That moment we turn our back to the Guru, things start to turn sour. Without the Guru's upadesh, without the Guru's way of life, things become very difficult. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, if we keep contentment and eat as much as we need, we'll be okay. That moment greed kicks in, they said things will turn bitter. And Gurbani tells us that. They says it's all good now, eating away, the jalebis, these beautiful desserts, the jellies, and what have we had? Cheesecake. Dekho kidda yaad reha. So you, look, Maharaj is bachana partak, they're saying mardane. If you keep contentment and you eat as much as you need, everything's all good in life. But then when we overindulge, what's going to happen? It's going to turn on us, isn't it? That's where all these diseases are coming from. So many people are becoming diabetic. Why? Because that self-control isn't there. And if we remain within that discipline, then everything will remain good for us. So, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah Ji, in these ways, apne kautak vartaunde ne, they're showing these ways, that there's such unique ways of teaching. And the other thing, mere man vich jarur aundi hundi gal, Kaal khaye kich hatho de. And then what Guru Sahib Ji says after that is Nanak raho pachane hai se. Nanak raho. They said this is the path that we are to walk, is to work hard and then share. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paatshah Ji, takriban 5-6 saal di umar hui ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ. They've just turned, they were about 5 or 6 years of age. It's Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paatshah Ji's eldest brother's wedding. And the eldest brother's name was, not all at once, okay. Take your time, hands up. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's eldest brother's name? Hanji? No, that's one of their brothers. Hanji? Well done. Baba Gurditta Ji. Baba Gurditta Ji, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਆ. And who's their father? Hanji? Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, yes. So imagine now, it's Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, that Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. They say Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji's chest, like an average man, chest size round is about 46, 48, and that's even pretty bulky. Theirs was, they say, about 48, 50 one side. Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji's was, there was that big. So that Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah Ji, that was 6'6", and they wore 2 talwara. It's their son's wedding, their first child's wedding. Baba Gurditta Ji was the eldest. They had Baba Suraj Jamal, Baba Ani Rai, Baba Atal Rai, then Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji now, their mother, Chaya, she's excited. She wants to dress her son up, the youngest brother. And their mother's name was? Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's mother's name? Hanji, Mata Nanaki Ji. Okay? Not Bebe Nanaki, Mata Nanaki. So Mata Nanaki nu cha chadya, kendi aa put, tenu tiyar kariye aaj. She decorates him in gold. Sone de kangan pae, Shahnshah de putre ne. So they're the child of a king of all kings. They put these gold bangles on Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, not the Guru yet. And this gold har as well, this necklace. And Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji just running around. Bar aaye, and everybody is looking towards one direction, and towards that direction where now the groom is going to be coming on his horse. Everyone's all excited to see Baba Gurditta Ji. And this 5-year-old child can hear somebody's teeth rattling. So they wander off. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji starts to wander off, and he sees this naked kid, just covered up barely, sitting there with his teeth rattling, and he's cold. So innocent child, 5 years of age, have gone up. He's like, "Tu nanga kate baitha hai?" And the child said, because koi bhi bacha apni marji de naal inni thand vich nanga nahi rehanda. No child with their own choice in this winter time remains naked. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji is like, "Fir kyun? Then why?" Said, "Sade ghare hai nahi kapde paun vaste. Badi garibi hai." Said, "We haven't got any clothes at home to wear because we live in so much poverty." Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji kende, "How comes I can see tere hadd de sade ya? See all your bones." Kende, "Sade ghare kuch khaan vaste hai nahi. We haven't got anything at home to eat. Sade ghare garibi hai bahut. Live in so much poverty. We haven't got any food to eat at home." He said, "Fir tu keme khana? How do you eat?" And I'm just trying to imagine like how they would have even asked these questions, and what type of voice they would have had, in which way. It's like, "Tusi ki khanne? What do you eat? Whatever somebody gives. Mada mota kha lida hai." Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paatshah de man vich जिन्होंने बाणी उचारी गुण गोबिंद गायो नहीं जन्म अकारत कीन कहो नानक हर भज मिना जह बिद जल को मीन. उन्होंने अपने कपड़े लाने शुरू कर देते. They start to take off their clothes. अपने कपड़े सारे ला के नंगे हो गए. तो उन्होंने कहा, वो भी बच्चा छोटा सी, कहते आप पाला. That kid puts Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's clothes on. फिर Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji कहते खाना, what about food? कहते हाँ मैं लेके आना, I'll go and get some. कहते नहीं, पर जे मैं कुछ लेके आया तो कहते फिर ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਖਾ ਲੂੰਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਮੁੱਕ ਜਾਣਾ ਤਾਂ ਬਸ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ if I go and get that you'll just be able to eat it now and it'll be done ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ start to take off all their gold ਬਾਅਦ 'ਚ say that ਕੂੜ ਸੋਇਨਾ ਕੂੜ ਰੂਪਾ ਕੂੜ ਪਹਿਨਣਹਾਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ all these things this gold this silver that we wear we adorn ourselves with they said it's all false meaning it's not permanent it's not going to remain Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paatshah say in their own bani when they say sukh dukh jeh parse nahi lob moh abhiman kaho nanak sunre mana so moorat bhagwan ane ustad nindya nahe jeh kanchan lo saman this is kanchan and loha kanchan means gold lo means just mere iron they said that someone what does it mean to be liberated kaho nanak sunre mana Mukt tahe te jaan. What does it mean to be liberated? People talk about freedom and liberation. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paatshah kende liberation is that if you're beyond, if you see no difference between gold and iron. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paatshah is not differentiating that this is something so valuable and they just take it off as if they're just giving away iron. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੰਗਣ ਉਤਾਰੇ ਹਾਰ ਵੀ ਉਤਾਰਿਆ they completely become naked take off all their gold ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਲੈ ਬੇਟਾ ਆ ਲੈ ਵੀਰ Here you go, my brother. Take all of this gold, take it back to your mother. अपनी माँ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਈ ਤਾਂ ਮਾਂ ਵੇਚ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. This will get you by probably for a good few years. ਦੇਖੋ ਤਿਆਗ. Look at the ਤਿਆਗ in Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. ਘਾਲ ਖਾਏ ਕਿਛ ਹੱਥੋਂ ਦੇ. Just being able to give. Not to be able to give. When we think about giving, giving is, oh, let's see if we've got any old clothes at home that we can give away to the charity shop. But no, this is what they're wearing, their best clothes, not even a thought, not to think, shall I go home to try and find something old? No. What they're wearing, usse velle la ke, kuch soch vi nahi aayi. That's what, when Guru Sahib Ji talk about har chauthadi lav, man sahaj paya. Then they talk about that in the fourth state, that Veerji went through the Sat Bhumika yesterday, and that Turiya Avastha is that when you reach that place where it just becomes so effortless and natural, you don't even think about it. You're not acknowledging that you're doing charity. You're not acknowledging that you're giving. You're just doing it. It's natural. They took off their clothes, they give off their sona, and Mata Nanaki Ji says, "Oye, tu nanga kaate firda ya, kamleya? What are you doing running around naked? It's your brother's wedding." ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਦੌੜ ਕੇ ਚੱਕਿਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ she's wrapped him around it's winter and now Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji is cold she's got a shawl she's wrapped her son around and she's ran it into the house ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਸੁਣੋ who is she calling ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂ
Guru Har Gobind Sahib
Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji her husband ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਗੁਰਦੇਵ ਜੀ Gurudev means your master. Gurudev means somebody that enlightens you. Gurudev, Dev from the word Divya, light. Somebody that gives you, gives you Chandana. This is Gurudev Ji. Suno. She goes, "Aa dekho tade lal da hal. Look at this little child of yours. You ladala hai na tada. This is somebody that's so beloved to you." And she said, "Look what he's done now. You spoil him so much." They said, "Look at him now. He's just gone and given everything away. All his gold, everything, it's all gone." Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah Ji ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਮਾਂ ਸੀ there was that time when Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was born Asa di War Kirtan was happening. Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah was sitting in Sri Harmandir Sahib. Baba Buddha Sahib Ji said to Bhai Gurdas Ji ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਪੰਜਵੇਂ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਨੇ ਜਨਮ ਲਿਆ that the fifth son has just taken birth. Bhai Gurdas Ji came to Sri Harmandir Sahib and said to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਇੱਕ ਬੇਟੇ ਨੇ ਜਨਮ ਲਿਆ. Guru Ke Mahal is the name of that Gurdwara now which was their house. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji said, "Don't talk to me. Because Asa di War Kirtan's happening. I don't want to know." Because name. Then they listened to all of Asa di War and the Ardas. Then they went back home. And you know what they did? They've had 4 children before. well, 5, including their daughter, Bibi Viro, they didn't react this way. Soon as they set eyes on Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, the Guru went like this. Namaskar kiti pehla. And then Baba Buddha Sahib Ji came and gave Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, and they put that child in their arms. Kende Sona Nanki, they said to their wife, Kende, you're concerned that he's just gone and given his clothes and he's become naked. Kende aj tak kende kisse da tan takkan vaste kende inne apna sareer nanga kita. Kende today, to cover the honor and the body of somebody else, he's just become naked himself. Kende Nanaki, kende ek din ਉਹ ਵੀ ਆਊਗਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੇਵਲ ਕੱਪੜੇ ਦੀ ਤੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਨਾ ਕਰ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਆਊਗਾ, ਇਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਸੀਸ ਵੀ ਜੁਦਾ ਕਰ ਦੂਗਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਧਰਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨੰਗਾ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਚਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ such a day will come. Today he's just taken the clothes from his body away and he's become naked. But day will come that he will even remove his head to protect the honor of somebody else's faith. It just wasn't for nothing that I bowed my head before this Guru Tegh Bahadur. It's because he's going to do such a thing that nobody has ever done before. Ek Guru Tegh Bahadur ji kaal khaye ke chatho de nanak raho pachane se. They're saying this is what this path is about. If you want to know what leads you to God, then this is what leads you to God. When you've got no attachment, when you don't think for even one moment, ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਲਟਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ without even a thought, ਸੋਚ ਤੋਂ ਬਗੈਰ. ਮੇਰੇ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਆਇਆ. That time came of ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਆਨੰਦਪੁਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਜੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਤਖਤਾਂ ਉੱਪਰ. ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਕਲਗੀਧਰ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ, ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ is on their throne in Anandpur Sahib. Sangat are coming to see them. And as Sangat are coming to see Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatshah Ji, they're coming towards them. And one family comes up to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. The Kandikinde Paatshah Ji, Aap Ji de Charna vich ek benati ya. We've got a request in your charan, Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Kende sade kol ek ichha ya. Tusi oh ichha nu puri karunge Paatshah. Kende we've got a desire. Will you complete this desire for us? Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatshah Ji ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸੰਗਤੋ ਅੱਜ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇੱਛਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੂਰਨ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. We'll complete your desire today. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਚੋਲਾ ਸੀਤਾ ਆ. ਸਾਡੀ ਬਸ ਇਹੀ ਇੱਛਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਉੱਪਰ ਪਹਿਨਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੇਖੀਏ. That's our ਇੱਛਾ, that we're able to see you wearing this chola upon your own body, Guru Gobind Singh Ji. We'd ask for nothing else. Guru Gobind Singh Ji ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ, I accept your ਬੇਨਤੀ, your request. So the Sangat's waiting. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣੀ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਆਓਗੇ? Will you wear it now? And Guru Gobind Singh Ji ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣੀ ਪਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ, ਇਹਦੀ ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ? ਕਹਿੰਦੇ we'll wear it now. And as Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatshah Ji says this, Bhai Nandlal Ji is walking across, just come from the langar. ਉਹ ਲੰਗਰਾਂ ਚੋਂ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਕੇ Bhai Nandlal Ji had their own langar where they would do seva. And but Bhai Nandlal Ji, such a great scholar, and his clothes, his chola was all ripped, parwani si, because he was just working in the langar all day, his clothes were ripped. Guru Gobind Singh Ji kende, "Oi Nandlal, idhar aa." That same Bhai Nandlal Ji that wrote these words of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, "Nasaro Mansoor Gur Gobind Singh, Ezdi Manzoor Gur Gobind Singh." These are the words that Bhai Nandlal Ji said about Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatshah Ji, "Nasaro Mansoor Gur Gobind Singh." And he comes running towards Guru Gobind Singh Ji, kende Paatshah Ji, "Hukam, give me an order." Guru Gobind Singh kende, "Oi Nandlal, a chola la apna, take your chola off." Kende a chola pa, wear this chola. Bhai Nandlal Ji kende, "Nahi pa, main thodo." Kende sangat ne ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਨੂਗੇ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੁਕਮ ਮੰਨੂਗਾ ਤੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਹੁਣ ਇਨਕਾਰ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ. You just said you're going to listen to the order of Guru Gobind Singh and now you're saying that you're not going to wear it. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿੱਧਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਖੜਾ ਆ? Where are you standing? What are you going to do? ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁਕਮ ਮੰਨ ਓਏ. ਡਰਦੇ ਡਰਦੇ ਨੇ, his hands are shaking and he puts on that chola. And he's thinking, I can't believe Guru Gobind Singh Ji वास्ते चोला बनाया. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatsh ne keval kya thodo. They didn't just say it. Look, we can go to so many places, but Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatsh Ji, they actually did that. Khalsa mero roop hai khals, Khalsa main ho karo nivas. Kende Khalsa mero roop hai khas. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰੂਪ ਬਖਸ਼ ਦੇਣਾ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੀਸ਼ੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੇਖਿਓ ਤਾਂ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਿਓ. You look in the mirror and you'll see Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatsh Ji looking back at you. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਭਾਈ ਨੰਦ ਲਾਲ ਚੋਲਾ ਪਾ, ਇਹ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ. Keep this chola on. ਭਾਈ ਨੰਦ ਲਾਲ just thinking, ਹੋ ਕੀ ਗਿਆ? What's this just happened? Like, I am not worthy to wear this. And you know, Gursikhs often felt like that. It was Bhai Rupa Ji. Bhai Rupa Ji was there yearning and crying in the jungles. And you know, it was a hot summer's day. And they had this little bottle of water in like, udo hundi si mashka vangu. So you know, like we have like this, like a flask. And they had this leather flask. And they had stored cool water in this leather flask. Bhai Rupa Ji and his father. They were in a jungle and there were carpenters. They were cutting down trees. But it was so hot that sweat was pouring down them. And they were getting so tired that what happened, Bhai Rupa said to his father, Kende Pitaji, appa inj kariye aj? Kende menu pata lagaya. Kende about an hour's journey from here, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Paatsh Ji staying at somebody's house. Kise Sikh de ghar thehre hoye Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji, pata laga. I've heard. Kende appa eme kariye Pitaji, appa ardas kariye. So should we do ardas for Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji to come and drink this water first? And the father was a little bit reluctant. He's thinking it's a hot day. And how is Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji going to know that we're asking him to come and drink this water? Kenda chal theek hai putra kar lenne ardas. Bit reluctant. He says, okay. Ardas kiti. Kende Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Paatsh, tusi aake eh pelna pani chakna ta assi fe chakange. Ardas Kali, they carried on walking. But what happened, kuch samay baad ki hoya, inni garmi aayi, kam karde karde behosh ho gaye. They both fainted. But just before they had fainted, the father did say, come on son, this is silly. Let's just drink the water. Because we're both going to pass out and this doesn't make sense. The putra kenda, Pita ji tusi pee lo, par main nahi is ardas to piche hatana hun. I'm not turning back now on this word, this ardas that I've done. The moment that they fainted, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Paatsh was sitting on the bed of this Gursikh's house. Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Paatsh Ji straight away at once jumped upon the horse and just rode away. Bhai Bidhi Chand's thinking, what's happened to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji? He tries to go after them on his horse, but they just keep riding. And when they reached that jungle and they see Bhai Rupa Ji, Bhai Roop Chand on the floor, fainted, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Paatsh Ji कहने लगे, कहते शेती शेती, कहते पानी पिलाओ, प्यास लगी आ बहुत, कहते नाले अरदासा कर दे, हुण पानी नहीं पिलाउने. You're doing ardas and now you're not giving me that water, कहते शेती पानी पिलाओ. ਜਦੋਂ ਭਾਈ ਰੂਪ ਚੰਦ ਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਘੋੜਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ਾਂ, because they were half conscious, they were falling in and out of consciousness, and they couldn't believe that Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji actually turned up. They made a cup out of leaves. They got that cool water. The Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Paatsh ne ਉਹ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੀਤਾ. ਜਦੋਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੀਤਾ, Guru Hargobind Sahib ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆਹਾ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਪੀਤਾ. I've never drunk water like this before. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪਤਾ ਕਿਉਂ? ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਇੰਜ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਕਦੀ ਪਿਲਾਇਆ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ. Because nobody's given me water in this way before. And as Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Paatsh Ji, then they ਆਪ ਪੀ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਭਾਈ ਰੂਪ ਚੰਦ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਪਿਤਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਣੀ ਪਿਲਾਇਆ. And you know, Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji starts to walk with Bhai Roop Chand, and Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji starts to take some of their shastra off their weapons. They take some of the shastra out of their kamar kassa, and they say, "Alai Roop Chand," and they take off one of their top kamar kasse and kurte and chola, and they had two, and they started to give Bhai Roop Chand. And Bhai Roop Chand Ji, he puts everything on his head. ਉਹਨੇ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਰੱਖ ਲਿਆ. He puts all the shastra on his head and he carried on walking. Guru Har Oi kende oi aa ki karda? Kende jehda kamar kassa tenu ditta ino pan wear it and put the shastra in your kamar kassa. Kenda no Maharaj, I'm kende main ta bahut maila aa. I'm too filthy, Maharaj. How can I wear your shastra? How can I wear your kamar kassa? This is that same sect that's done an ardas. I'll die and not drink this water, but I'm going to wait for you. And Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji kende oi challiya. Kende don't be silly. Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji takes it themselves and ties the kamar kassa on Roop Chand and puts the shastra on him. In that same way, Bhai Nandalal Ji is thinking, I'm not worthy of this. So this is a big deal. The other Gursikhs are watching and burning in jealousy, thinking, we've been here way longer. He rocks up, just a few days. He's gone and he just works in the langars and he's got Guru Gobind Singh Ji's chola. Oh, Irkha dis ag vich sarde a. He's opened the door by Nandalal Ji to go out and there's a beggar sitting outside. And he's got no clothes on. And he said, and bearing in mind, Bhai Nandalal Ji's got the old chola in their hand. And he said, koi kappada, kuch khaan vaste hai? And Bhai Nandalal Ji kende, kuch kappada? They didn't even know that they've got their old chola in their hand. They took off Guru Gobind Singh Ji's chola and put it onto that beggar. Kende hun theek hai? Kende dhanwad. The Gursikhs that were watching all of this, they said to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, kende, your ladala, your beloved Sikh, he's just given your chola away. We never would have done that. We would have kept it in our families. He's just given it to a mere beggar. Guru Gobind Singh Ji kende, acha? Kende, on bulao Nandalal, bring him here now. Bhai Nandalal Ji's come, he's standing there, put his old chola back on, and he says, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, Hanji. Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, kende, aa ki kita? Kende, main tenu chola panaya, ta tu gaah vand dita, you've gone and given it to a beggar. Bhai Nandalal Ji is saying, this is so confusing. He said, what do you mean, Maharaj? Kende, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatshah Ji, tusi menu bulaya? Kende, Hanji. Kende, tusi, you called me, I came. You said, take off your old chola. I took it off. You gave me this new chola and I wore the new chola. Guru Gobind Singh Ji kende, Hanji. Ta kende, fir, kende, tu ek utte bar ek pekhari nu fir pwa dita. Then you went and gave it to a beggar. Bhai Nandalal Ji kende, nahi Maharaj, I didn't go and give it to a beggar. Kende, when I went outside and I saw, I was confused myself. When I went outside and I opened those doors, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatshah Ji, you were sitting there and you asked for that chola back from me. Hey Kalgitar Sache Paatshah, kende tusi menu chola pehnaya. Kende main bahar gaya, tusi hi utthe baithe si, tusi hi main to fir chola mangya ke menu thand lagdi pai, kuch hai kapda paun vaste. Kende tusi ditta, tusi liya. Ta Guru Gobind Singh Ji kehne ke kende, oye Nandalal, kende aa mere gale na lag ja. Kende, come Nandalal, embrace me. Come to my chest. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatshah Ji ne Bhai Nandalal Ji nu apne gale na laya. Kende, oh Nandalal, kende tenu ta Brahm Gyan di avastha prapt ho giya. Kende, Nandalal, you got that avastha where all you can see is Vaheguru. All you can see is your Guru. Now, wherever you look, you see Guru Gobind Singh Ji. That was the avastha of a Gursikh. That's so effortless of when you reach, you don't even think that you're actually giving something. You don't actually even think that something's reducing. Because ek date, masta pankti, ek date, ek pekhari ji, sab tere, choj vidana. Ek date, there is one Vaheguru that is the giver. Ek date, ek pekhari ji, but that one is the beggar as well. Je akkhan hon dekhan vaste. But if we've got the eyes to see, because if we're giving to a beggar, in our eyes, if it's a beggar, that means we're looking down at someone and giving it to someone that is begging. And that's giving from a place of pride. That's giving from a place of ahankar. To think that they need it, I'm the giver and I'm giving you, but no. The only way to give is when we realize, ek date, ek pekhari ji, sab tere, choj vidana, it's all your play. These are just my eyes that are deceiving me to thinking that you're a beggar, you're a giver, you're a sinner, you're this, you're that. But the truth is, jo dise, so tera roop hai. That is the avastha of Bhai Nandalal Ji of giving and sharing. So, Sangat Ji, I wasn't sure how to approach this topic. But as we said these pangtiyan, as we started the talk, and Maharaji kind of inspired these Sakhia, and hopefully to listen to a story is very powerful. Maharaji says, Sun Sakhi man jap pyar. What will happen when we hear these stories? We'll start reciting what? With love from inside. It's not just Vaheguru we can recite, but our heart will start reciting Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Ji, 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 Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Ji. You know, Gursikhs used to do the jobs of just the Guru Sahib's names. That when, sometimes they say that when a Gursikh would hear just the name of one of the Gurus, they would go into Vismad. Their eyes would roll up and they'd just fall into this state of meditation. When Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji Pacha Ji was 5 years old, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pacha Ji said to their brother Baba Mahadev, Kende, who shall we get to teach Hargobind Gurmukhi Akhar? And as they discussed, they said, Baba Buddha Ji will be the right person. They sent 5 Gursikhs to Baba Buddha Ji's house. And when 5 Gursikhs came to Baba Buddha Ji's house, Baba Buddha Ji is like, Tanpag, I'm so fortunate that 5 Gursikhs have come to my house. And then, the moment they said, Guru Arjan Dev Ji has sent us, Baba Buddha Sahib Ji closed their eyes and started crying, and all they were saying for so long was just, Dhan Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Dhan Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Dhan Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Dhan Guru Arjan Dev Ji. And then when Baba Buddha Ji came, they said, Guru Arjan Dev Ji's called you. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji kende, Baba Buddha Ji, when Baba Buddha Ji walked into the darbar, Guru Arjan Dev Ji got up from their throne. They left their takhat, they got up from their throne, and they says, Baba Buddha Ji, tusi aaye ho. They put their hands together and Baba Buddha Ji falls at their feet. Kende keven balaya? How comes you remember this little kidi, this little insect? Kende Baba Ji, tusi Hargobind Sahib no Gurmukhi sikhalani. You're going to teach him Gurmukhi. Baba Buddha Ji said, me? Kende, I'm just Jat, I'm just a farmer, uneducated. You got Bhai Gurdas Ji, wouldn't it make sense for him to teach? ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ 2.5 ਅੱਖਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਦਾਤ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਅੱਖਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸਾਉਣੇ ਆ They said there was 2.5 letters that was given to you in the feet of Guru Nanak, and I want you to instill those 2.5 letters into my son's heart as well. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਉਹ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹਿਰਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਨਾਲ ਭਰਿਆ ਪਿਆ ਆ Your hirda, your heart is filled with so much love for Guru Nanak. Those are the akhara I want you to teach my child. That's what I want you to give my child, is through teaching him Gurmukhi. And Sangat Ji, that's something else we can share. We can only share what we are. If our heart is filled with daya, then O pi chandan hoye rahe base jo chandan paas, that one that resides close to a sandalwood tree will take the fragrance of that sandalwood tree. It can't be escaped. You will take on that fragrance and people will take away from us what we are. If we've got daya inside of us, that daya is not going to discriminate. It's going to go to them as well. Those people that come and spend time with us. These are the things that we share, but we can only share those emotions that we have. What's the difference between prem and daya? How would you describe prem? What's the difference between prem and daya? Between love and compassion, what's the difference? Daya, meri bibi.
Unconditional.
It's unconditional. Prem is unconditional. Daya is when you're inside pains, when you see somebody suffering and you want to remove that suffering. But if there's no prem in that daya, then there will be a condition. But if there's prem in that daya, then you won't want anything back for removing that pain from them. That's daya and prem. That's how they work together. And whatever comes from daya, the action you do to take away their prem is called dharam. You cannot label any task as dharam. Dharam is that what comes from daya. Taul dharam, daya ka poot. So इतनी एक बेनती है प्रवान एक नहीं पर अनेक ही गलतियां हो गई हैं अनजान बच्चा समझ के बख्श देना आओ सारे ने रल मिल के गज वज के बुलाउणी फतेह वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.